Folks, thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. For the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. The fans are making noise at Quicken Loans Arena here in Cleveland for their Cavaliers. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan. And it's the 5. Home in the paint. Kawhi Leonard with another great season last year earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
Duncan with a screen on Irving. Leonard kicks to Duncan. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Parker. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. San Antonio on defense. Shumpert passes to Irving. Love dishes to Mozgov. That's good.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a card for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
Irving attacking. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
No one covering.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Mozgov kicks to LeBron. Rebounded by the Spurs.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough. Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Another miss by LeBron.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
And that one's good, Shumpert. The Spurs have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
It's LeBron with the drive. Another miss by James. Parker with it. Guarded now by Irving. Duncan with a screen on Irving. Layup off the pick. Pulls up on the wing. And that one comes up a bit short.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. And the dunk by James. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game, just a matter who can catch that momentum.
And slam dunk by Shumpert.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Well, we know the Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Duncan. Nice D from Berejov.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Smith the pass to Williams. No good on the three.
And credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders, but thus far he's proved to be worth it.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. That's good.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Diaw with it, picked up by Thompson. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Here's Ginobili. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 15 seconds left in the first. And there's the feed to Williams. The screen from Thompson. The offensive rebound. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
And that does it for the first quarter. Cavaliers lead by 5. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. And the players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and, you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Boris Diaw is out there with West. And it's Mills in at the 1. Pass to Diaw. He dishes it to Mills. The tray. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession. Some people think LeBron's athleticism, Clark, has declined over the last few years. He might be the first to admit it. He still looks terrific, though.
Well, he's, you know, that's a natural progression for any player,
Sure.
even if you are LeBron. But he's still an elite athlete by NBA standards.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Spurs trailed by 8. Ginobili with the 3. And Shumpert pulls it down. Well, Cleveland shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. It's Ginobili outside. And it's good. Ginobili's got 5 now.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here's LeBron. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it? Mozgov, guys, was specifically sought after by his coach, Dave Blatt. Remember, Mozgov was a favorite of his from when Blatt coached the Russian national team.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Mozgov and Blatt with a close connection from their international play. Mozgov was a big part of taking home a bronze medal. Remember Clark back in 2012 with Blatt?
Yeah, exactly. In Russia, and now again with the Cavs, Mozgov is showing that Blatt has great confidence and trust in his ability, and that's wonderful for a player.
The Spurs making a switch here. Duncan's checked in. The pass to Ginobili. Back to Duncan. Shot clock at 6. Green kicks to Ginobili. With the shot. San Antonio again missing. He lobs it up. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup. And now a 12-point Cleveland lead.
Soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
You know, I got to say, Clark, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going to go.
We saw it ended up right where it was supposed to, in the basket.
Sure did.
And guys, you know what? Neither did the defense. I don't think they had a clue.
And Cleveland making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in. On the wing, James. That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake. It's Ginobili with the drive. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Ginobili's got 5 points now in the quarter. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
What, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin? I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is effective. Back to Green. And stolen by Love. Knocked loose. Dellavedova dishes to James. Uncovered. That shot goes in. He now has 3 field goals and 6 misses today.
And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
And now the fast break. LeBron with the ball. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And that one's good. Parker.
And how about the Cavs last season? 18 straight home wins for them. 3rd longest home win streak in their history. And that home winning streak helped them jump from the middle of the playoff pack to the 2 seed.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And LeBron throws it down hard. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
That's off as well, so he misses both. Here's Smith. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And the Cavaliers lead by 16.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Cavaliers on top as they wrap up the second quarter on a 20-7 run. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after halftime. Now, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
When you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Shumpert. 10 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's Mozgov in at the 5 spot. The Cavaliers leading by 16.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
And here's Leonard from 3. And he gets it to go. Leonard's got the first field goal of the second half for the Spurs. Love kicks to LeBron. Shumpert passes to LeBron. Love goes in. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the refs saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, he, just like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around. And that's why he needed the timeout.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Irving. With the fadeaway. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
A different look now for San Antonio. Horace Diaz checked in for Duncan. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. Manu Ginobili on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Here's LeBron. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Checking out the game LeBron is having. He has 12 points, and he's also got 1 block to add to the mix today.
Yeah, and that's just a small part of what we've seen, but it's been a solid contribution defensively.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
And Parker, here we go. Mozgov with the steal. And finished off by LeBron.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's what you need to pull that off.
And you do. You have to have both ends of that play, and they were fantastic on that one.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
And Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Cleveland. And so the ball's out of bounds. Shumpert touched it last. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Iman Shumpert. Spurs trail by 17. It's Parker with the drive. That's good.
And that's exactly what they need to do right now. I mean, just attack the basket. And, hey, if you get fouled, maybe you get some free throws out of it. And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
LeBron against Leonard. Lets it go from 11. And he gets it to go. 16 points for LeBron.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on in age. Clark, we've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
On its way from Irving for two. And Cleveland again with the bucket. 1:14 left to play in the third. Inside. Stolen by Thompson. And here they go. Jumps up. And James throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense. That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
And again, LeBron missing.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
The Cavaliers leading by 14. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Love. And it's going to be two free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And so he makes both from the line. Spurs trail by 16. West to screen on Williams. Here's Mills. They get the rebound. West. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. For San Antonio, they've made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight. Good on the second free throw. Smith outside. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cleveland ahead, up by 15. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. On the court right now for the Spurs. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan out there with West. And it's Mills in at the one spot.
Nice work by Duncan to lay into that defender.
Jefferson kicks to Williams. Pulls up. High post. The shot is off. And the Spurs going the other way now. Puts up a 3. Varejao grabs the board. The Cavaliers leading by 13. Jefferson, that's for 2. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
That is a very low percentage shot, Kevin, but it's the result they were looking for at the end of the day. Timeout. He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately, me, I don't have any.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. Back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Blatt as he addressed his team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Mozgov, he's checked in for Verejao. LeBron comes in for Jefferson. Iman Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And Irving subbed in for Mo Williams. Leonard with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. Nobody near Parker. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now. Pass to James. It's stolen by Green. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Spurs trail by 11. He's looking for West and finds him. No luck. Good D by Thompson. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Leonard kicks it to West. LeBron with the block. Outside jumper. And shot on the way. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
San Antonio calls timeout.
I'll tell you what, it was a really strong year for the Cavs. 53 wins for them, good for the 6th best mark in team history. A lot of those wins also came against the West, making it even more impressive.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Cavs were very strong against the West. 18-12 record for them overall, second only to the Hawks in the East.
And they really turned it on against the West from mid-January on. How about going 14-1 in the West in their last 15 matchups, and that included a 10-game win streak against the West.
James drills the leaner. James has got 20.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Aldridge a screen. Duncan dishes to Parker. Kicks to Green. Back to Leonard for 3. Thompson with the rebound. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Here's Irving. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. And that's now 11 points for Kyrie Irving. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And oh, here we go with Leonard, nobody back.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
You know, that's exactly how...
Oh, wow.
Beautiful jam.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Cavaliers.
You know, Clark, their big advantage was points in the paint.
Well, they pounded that ball inside, Kevin, and operated down low. It worked for them consistently.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for James. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
And Parker, here we go. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
But they get it back. Outside Leonard. The wide open look here for Aldridge. And the three ball is good.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
There's Green with the three. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
And this run not really doing them any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him.